The Great Ocean Road is a bucket list Australian destination. It's perfect for a weekend getaway or even a day trip from Melbourne. So in this video, I'm going to take you on a trip along the Great Ocean Road, show you the great scenery and some of the stops along the way that we made, and of course, stay tuned for the amazing 12 Apostles. So some of the towns that we stopped off at Lorne and Apollo Bay. There are lots of other places to stop off. In particular, I would say stop off at Torquay and Anglesey. And there's lots and lots of little spots that you can pull over as you're driving along and stop and admire the views and take some photos. Leaving Melbourne, we travelled through the picturesque Australian outback and the charming coastal town of Anglesey and enjoyed breathtaking views as we travelled. We stopped off at some of the little viewing spots on the way. In particular, we stopped off at Urquhart Bluff and Big Hill, and the views are just amazing. So I really recommend making sure that you do some of the little stops on the way to check out the views. We stopped off at Lorne for lunch, and we had a Mexican feast at Tacos and Tequilas. It was really yummy, and it's such a cute little seaside town. I highly recommend stopping in Lorne. So then we travelled on. There was lots of picturesque beaches, local wildlife, before we got to Apollo Bay. And Apollo Bay is often referred to as the paradise by the sea, and you can see why. It's really beautiful. And then after Apollo Bay, the road moves away from the coast and kind of goes across through some Australian bush on the way to the iconic 12 Apostles. Once you get to the 12 Apostles, park up and enter, and there is a big viewing platform that takes you along to have a look at these amazing rock formations. No picture will prepare you for how breathtaking these limestone stacks are. They're rising up from the Southern Ocean with the ocean waves pounding around them. They're formed by erosion over millions of years. And although the rocks are named after the 12 followers of Jesus, the 12 Apostles, the group actually consists of 7 rocks. The tallest extends some 150 feet, 45 metres above the surface of the water. They are formed from the weathering and erosion of the limestone cliffs, which then form sea caves and then sea arches, and when the tops of the arches collapse, these sea stacks are left. So these ones will succumb to the wind and water and ultimately be worn away. In 2005, one of the original 9 rock pillars collapsed, and in 2009, another one did. So that leaves the 7 that remain standing. So I highly recommend getting down there, seeing these before they disappear, because they're just so stunning. So the 12 Apostles is a popular attraction all year round, but it is well organised and there's plenty of viewpoints along the walkway. Tip: sunset is particularly popular, but it's also worth waiting for. You can also walk along the 1 kilometre track to Gibson Steps to access the beach, and at low tide you can go down there and view the rocks from the beach, which looks really good. We started doing the walk, but we didn't end up going all the way, so we saw people down there, but it was getting too late by the time we got round there. So whilst it's a 4.5 drive from Melbourne, I really think it's well worth it. It was one of the best days out I've had in Melbourne, and I hope you enjoyed following along on this trip along the Great Ocean Road to the spectacular 12 Apostles. So if there's any iconic places in Melbourne that you've visited that I haven't done a video for, let me know in the comments below, and I will check it out, because I'm always looking for new places to go. And please like and subscribe to this video if you've enjoyed it. It really does help make my channel grow. So thanks, see you next time.